Welcome aboard the Tech Genius XY Express. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell for your passport to programming in English and Hausa. Thank you for joining us in this presentation. Okay, uh, we are we were talking about Python data structure in our previous session. We were able to cover up to dictionaries, but we have not. We were dealing with introductory part of the data structure. Let's say that, like the simple things that is related to data structure. So we are going to dive into more complex and more advanced, such like ADT, abstract data type, is another kind of special data structure. We are going to check stack queue implementation, BST, binary search tree, heap, and then linked list, things like that. So those are more advanced, which we, with time, we are patiently going to reach there gradually. So I believe before we start dealing with the more complex Python's problem, data structure implementation, we should try and have a practical and hands-on experience on the simple ones. So this project description is going to enhance your experience with using this data structure in real world scenario. Okay, so now these are simple tasks. We are starting with part one, which is list. So this is going to be under the list implementation. So the topic is managing customer order. That is the first part. Okay, imagine you are managing a customer order for an online store. Use list to address the following task. Okay, the task is create a list of a product names ordered by a customer. Create a list of product names ordered by a customer. One, calculate the total cost of the product customer's order. Two, add a new product to the order list. Three, remove a product from the list. Four, so we have four tasks to implement using data structure lists. Okay, so our first, I'm going to comment this out so that we can, I pre-typed this already so that we can save the time of extending our videos, because typing all this while doing the video is going to extend the length of the video. So I think it's more convenient this way. Okay, so now question one is being answered here. We are creating a variable ordered, that is customer order. You can either put the customer order, but ordered is okay. Then this is list, like we know. So this is how we define list, with square bracket, two square brackets, yes, open and close. Then we put the product A, B, C, whatever you have. Okay. Number one has been answered. Calculate the total cost of the customer's order. So uh, number two, we are going to determine the price, because for us to calculate the cost, you need to have price. So we are assuming our price, initial price. We are storing it in dictionary. Why do we store price in dictionary? It has key and value, so it's very easy for us to navigate. We know product A has this price, that is the value. Product B, which is the key, has this price. Product C has this price. Okay, so now in this place we are having some kind of generator here inside, that is iterating. So we call this one generator. So this is a list, kind of list comprehension. So we are looping through the order, and we are assigning the key to the dictionary, if you remember. So the dictionary takes key, which is the dictionary price. The key is products. Products A, B, C are also in order. So what we are doing here, we are using generator format. So for product in order, then we are passing price, that at the same time, the dictionary and the key, that is price products. So it's going to, and we call the sum function. This is the sum function, so it's going to add all the values of the product. So as is iterating individually, is adding the values. So this is very uh Simple way to do it, you can either use for loop, you understand, declare your sum variable, your iteration, start from iteration, the length of the whatever, you get the idea. So that one is a long process, and it's going to add more lines to our code. So I think this is more con- uh, more generic. Okay, so we are printing the total cost here by assumption. Okay, so number three, add a new product to the ordered list. Okay, so we are going to create our new product. This is new product. We call it product D, and we call the append method. We know order, that is our list, dot append. We pass the new product here, new product. So we are printing the updated order. So it's going to get it printed. It's going to print our order, this one, including is going to add append the new product, which is product D at the back. Okay, then the last one, which is we want to remove a product from the list. We call dot remove. So we create variable, we store what we want to remove, product B. Then we call the list dot, we period it with the method remove. We pass what we want to remove, and we are printing the remaining. We printed the updated order, that is the remaining order, while the product B has been removed. So we are identifying here product removed. Okay, that is all about this part one. So let's test run and see our output. What we are expecting should be the same as we explained. So that is basically very easy. Okay, we are here. So our total cost is 33. You get it? Yes, this is it here. Then our new product has been added, updated order, product D here. Then product B has been removed. B, there's no B at the last one, removed. So we don't have it here. Okay. So I'm going to comment this back so that we can go to part two of our simple implementation of lists. So the second one is dictionary. Building a user database. So you are developing a user management system for a website. Dictionaries are essential for managing user data. Okay. So your task is to create a dictionary to store user information. What you are going to store in your dictionary should be name, email, and role. As well, you have to add a new user to the database and retrieve user information based on their email. Update user role. Okay, you have four tasks to implement using dictionary. So the first thing, we need to create our dictionary of users. So database for users, dictionary. Okay, let's highlight our solution and comment it out. Okay, so now this is our yes, our simple database, which we manually compute it here. So this is just a format. So we have user1. User1 details has name, key, and the value. Name, email, that is key and value. Key and value. Okay, that is for user1. User2 as well has name and key and value, just like the one. So we have created our simple information for the users, which we save it as user underscore db. So that is our fake database. Okay, so now we want to add new user. So we are creating another variable. We are passing the new user here. We are creating a dictionary of the new user, details of the new user. Then we call the database which we created, that is our dictionary, user db. We are passing the user key, that is user3 that we want to add. We pass all the other dictionary here. So this is the new user details. So after the key, we pass the value, just like you are expected. So we are printing the updated user database. So we pass the user database is going to get added. User 3 will get added automatically after this. So we have successfully created this. So we want to retrieve our user based on email. So we store the email in a variable user email, then user info, another variable. We are going to get it from the database, which is user db. Here we call period it with our method. We pass what we are looking for, the email, which we save in a variable here, and we put a default message here, default. If we cannot find the email, this is going to get printed. So it's as simple as that. Okay, and we are printing it here. So we want to update our database. We are storing the user that we want to update. That is this in this variable user to update. And we are calling our database. We are passing the user that we want to update. We are passing the key. So the key, which is role that we want to update, we are changing it to admin here. So this is another way to update. Okay. So now we are printing our database. That is what we are expecting. So this will get changed to from a user role of user to admin. Okay. So now let's test run this program and ensure everything is working. Okay, this is what we explained. Our database is here. Then the user that we added are included, and user info that was not found. Okay, Bob at email. We don't have any Bob at email, do we? Yes, we do. We are getting the user. Okay, role. We change the role here. Okay, so that is basically here. We change the admin here. Okay, so the part three of our data structure simple implementation, we are going to talk about set, and we are going to okay, let's comment this out so that it's not going to clash with what we are going to test run. Okay, here. So our set, we use set to analyze survey responses in this situation. You are analyzing survey responses from a group of people. Sets are useful for dealing with unique data. We know set deals with unique data quite all right. Okay. So create a set of survey responses, yes or no, maybe. That is what you should have in your set. Determine how many people said yes. Okay. That means you have to convert your sets to list so that you'll be able to use the method. If not, you have to do some loops and compare some values there. Okay, so to a specific question, identify the common answers between the two survey and add a unique response to the set. So we are going to check our solution. We are going to highlight it and explain bit by bit before we run this program. All right, so let me delete this side of the console so that we can have a clear view. All right, so we are to save our responses as yes, no, maybe in a set. So, and we know how to do that. We create our variable responses underscore question one. This is our set with curly braces, just like dictionary. But in dictionary, you pass key and value, while set you don't pass key and value. So now we are saving our responses yes, no, maybe. Okay, so we are to check how many identify the common. Okay, determine how many people said yes. Okay, we have to check how many people said yes. We don't want to do some while looping and iteration here. So what we are doing is we are converting this set to list so that we can be able to run the dot count. Because if you try to run dot count with set, it's going to tell you attribute error. So sets cannot use dot count. So that is it. Okay. So for that reason, we have to do this little conversion from set to list. So we just call our keyword for list. We pass this set, so it's going to get it converted to list. So with this, we can be able to use dot count. So we'll be able to count how many years do we have in the set, in our list set. Let's call that. Okay. So and how many counts do we have in our list set? That is how many no do we have, sorry. So we are printing our count of yes, count of no, basically that is it. Okay. And we are asked to check how many common okay, identify the common answer between two survey questions. So we want to identify the common answer, yes or no. So we are going to intersect and see if there's any common. So they don't have any common here. There's no common between yes and maybe. So it's only they are very unique. Yes, maybe is different. Okay. So common responses, we are not going to get anything there. Okay. So we want to add new response to our set. So we can use the method dot add. We call our response underscore question, that is our set. We use the method dot add, we pass the new response, so we are going to get it printed. Okay, that is basically easy to do. Okay, we are going to run this program, and just like we expected, okay, we have it here. Yes. Okay, our common responses intersection. What is intersecting uh, the response question 2 and question 1? So they have yes, maybe, yeah. So that's why we are getting it. So I hope that is very clear. Okay, so we are going to highlight this. That is just the simple part of this data structure. For set, the last one, which is not the least, but tuple. So tuple, we are using it to manage employee record. In this case, you are tasked with managing employee record for a small company. Tuple can be quite useful for this scenario. Okay. So your task is to create a tuple for each employee, including their name, ID, and department. That is what you need to do. Store these employees tuples in a list. Another step. Access and display the details of a specific employee using their ID. Update an employee's department. Okay, that is very straightforward and convenient to do. So I'm going to highlight this out and let's test run this. Okay. So now we are creating our employee in tuple. Employee one, 2, 3, 4. We have their names, we have their ID, we have their department. Okay. Then we are converting it to list so that we can be able to do some data manipulation with that. Okay. It's not going to get affected with the tuple, but just for the easy convenience. Okay. So now we have our list. We want to define function. Okay, we have not talked about function in this case, but in our next session, we are going to start with function. So for this case, function is just allow us to reuse our code multiple times. It serves for multiple purposes. So you can have a very you don't have to repeat yourself while doing the same thing. So that's what function is doing. It's helping you to get it done easily by just calling the function. So now, get employee details. This is our name of function in Python. This is how the keyword def gives the definition of function, and this is your name, and this is your parameters that your function is taking, the ID and the employee list. So that means we are going to pass the employee list, which is in we've stored the tuple in the list, and the ID that you are looking for. So those are the parameters. But if you get it, if you call the function, you pass the argument. But in this case, since we are creating the functions, we are passing the parameters. Okay. So we are looping through our list. Yeah, just like normal, we loop through our list employee in employee list. Okay, but in this case, we are checking this if statement, this condition employee. What we are taking is the ID. So the position of the ID is this is position 0, this is position 1 from our index. So that is why we are taking the ID. So if the ID is equals to what the user passed, employee ID, then we return the employee. If it's not, then we are going to return none, that is empty. Okay, that is very clear. So in this case, we are calling the function and we are calling the ID as well simultaneously. Okay, this is the ID that we are looking for, 102, and we are calling our function. We are storing it in employee details, and we are passing the ID we are looking for, 102, and we are passing the employee list. So in this case, this is the argument in here. Okay. and we use the if statement to check if the employee is found, employee details. So it's going to give us the employee details. If it's not, it's going to tell us not found. Okay, so that is going to get printed on the on our console. That is very easy to do. So we are still doing number four. We are checking, we are storing our ID for the employee that we want to update, and we are creating new department for that employee. So we are going to iterate. We are iterating according to the index. So that is the ID. Based on the ID of the employee in enumerate. So this enumerate is going to compare the ID of the index as well, the index of the list. So if the employee index, that is the ID, is equals to the employee ID, this employee basically that we are checking, then we need to do some simple things. So we have to add new department. So we are going to save at that employee index, we are going to save the employee zero, which is his name. Yes, where the employee zero, which is the name. Then we are going to save employee one, which is the ID. And we are going to pass the new department. You see, in this case, we did not pass the employee two bracket 2, because if we do that, we are not going to get this saved. So basically that is it, and we are going to print our output here. Okay, so let's test run this. I think this is very very cool, and is, as you can see guys, okay, this is the basic things that we want to cover in this short video. Thank you for your time.